Here are 3 really quick forehand tips that are absolutely going to help your game. Now to help me, I'm going to use the Topspin Pro. To get your own using my link, just grab it in the description of this video. Tip number 1, when you prepare, your unit turn should be done with both hands on the racket and have your hand, elbow, and shoulder all around the same height. When you take the racket back, don't do it with just your hitting arm, but rather keep your non-hitting hand on the racket and do it with your body rotating. The goal, if I'm playing that way, my opponent sees me, I should feel like I'm showing my opponent my back. In order to get power, we want to be able to uncoil, among other things. We have to coil first in order to uncoil. An easy way to check this is take your phone and rest it up against the net and film yourself from the front view. And just record yourself hitting forehands with a friend or on a Topspin Pro or just out of a ball machine. When the ball comes to you, show the phone your back. Rotate enough that your opponent or the phone sees the back of your front shoulder. If you coil properly, then you're able to uncoil. Now, as part of this, I mentioned having the hand, elbow, and shoulder all at a similar height. This is because we want to be high so we can drop down and use what's called a high-low-high swing path. Contrary to popular belief, the swing is not straight. There has to be a downward component and an upward component. Sometimes it's a little less down and a little less up, but it's going to be not straight across. We are going to have a low to high swing. And when we turn high enough, we can handle high balls, but then obviously drop down for low balls as well. Tip number 2, understand the relationship between the racket and the non-hitting arm as you're preparing to uncoil into the shot. When you take the racket back by rotating the body with both hands, now you need 2 movements to occur simultaneously. You need the racket to go down, to go slightly below contact so you can swing up and through to get spin. But you need your non-hitting hand to go forward. So the racket will go down, the non-hitting hand goes forward, so it looks like this. Moving the non-hand forward is critical to being able to uncoil the body. If you're the type of player who tends to stay sideways or even feel like you're hugging yourself as you're hitting the ball, it's because your non-hitting arm is dropping. We want the non-hitting arm to swing forward so that when we contact the ball, it almost looks like we're waving to our opponent. In fact, if you're my opponent, I'm going to take the racket back, hand, elbow, shoulder all the same height. My racket's going to go down as my non-hitting hand clears, and I make this movement. As you are striking the ball, look at video footage of your own forehand. When you're making contact, I want you to look like you're waving to the opponent. Don't have your non-hitting hand down here, or definitely not across your body. We want the non-hitting hand looking like you are waving at contact. Look at Djokovic hit a forehand. At contact, it looks like he's waving with his left hand. That is indicative of uncoiling properly so that your body is rotating and bringing your racket through contact. The final tip, and I know the pros don't always do this, but sometimes we have to do things differently than the pros that allow us to hit our best forehands. I want you to catch the racket. I will die on this hill. Catch the racket with your non-hitting hand. Because your non-hitting hand was waving as you were striking, just catch. Catching the racket has no bearing on the ball. There, I said it, because I'm sure somebody was typing, Ryan, catching the racket doesn't change your shot. You're right. Catching the racket does not change your shot. You know what does change your shot? Making sure that you swing up over the shoulder. You know what does change your shot? Waving to the opponent as you're striking the ball. An easy way to finish going up with your non-hitting hand up is to just catch the racket. Catching the racket might not make a difference in the shot, but it's going to make sure that you're doing the things that do make a difference in the shot. So go out and film yourself hitting forehands, or get a Topspin Pro and film yourself in your driveway or in your basement like I am here. Rotate the body with both hands to take the racket back high, hand, elbow, shoulder, all at a similar height. Make sure that when you let go and you begin dropping the racket, your non-hitting hand swings across so that it looks like you're waving at contact as you hit the ball, and catch the racket over the shoulder, then back to the ready position. So let me do a couple practice shots here, and you'll see all three things that I mentioned. Now, if you're tired of lugging around your heavy and cumbersome ball machine to the courts to practice, then you've got to check out the Proton Ball Machine by Hydrogen Sports. And right now you can get free shipping in the USA when you take advantage of my coupon code at checkout, and it's 2minute_Proton. The link is in the description, but it'll also be right on the screen at the end of this video. The Proton is fully programmable using its intuitive app, holds up to 100 balls, and weighs less than 20 pounds. To check out the Proton, click the link in the description and remember my coupon code for free shipping, 2minute_Proton. And if you're looking for people in your local area to play matches against or practice with, maybe you want to find a local league at your level, or you'd love to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link for PlayYourCourt, and it's playyourcourt.com/2minutetennis. When you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. So click right there to get your free shipping coupon code to use at checkout when you order a Proton Ball Machine, and go out and film yourself hitting forehands using these 3 tips. If you do, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.